Hello guys and welcome to a new reading vlog. So I am just going to mood read this week and I've already read a book and it is Why We Die by Venki Ramakrishnan. And I'm going to start by saying that it is a bit dry. It is very heavy on the science, but because gerontology, longevity and epigenetics are some of my favorite areas of interest, that was fine by me. But I think for the general pop, this book is a bit inaccessible and not entertaining to read. To be honest, for me too, it didn't really cover anything new per se. The same sort of pop words in the longevity area were in here. So things like rapamycin, metformin, NAD, NMN, calorie restriction, fasting, all of that stuff that is mentioned in here. They do touch a little bit on some of the more philosophical quandaries regarding a longer lifespan. For instance, if people do live to 150 years of age, are they going to want to have to continue to work into their hundreds before retirement? And does life lose a bit of its meaning, of its magic, if you have, say, a 200-year lifespan? So those were a bit more interesting to me because there was just nothing new in regards to the sort of longevity research. I guess that's because nothing really new has been discovered quite recently, so I already know about all of the methods and practices and supplements that were mentioned in here that could theoretically extend lifespan. What am I doing out of those? Well, I'm not taking rapamycin or metformin or NAD or NMN. I do sometimes do fasting every now and again because that puts my autoimmune conditions into remission if I'm having a flare-up, but most of the time I do keep them in check. But I have found fasting benefits that, but obviously they're saying fasting helps with cellular repair, with autophagy, with telomere preservation. So probably that's the only thing in here that I am doing. They obviously recommend to a more natural diet in terms of whole foods, things with a high nutrient density, so less of the highly processed foods. So, and move your body. Exercise does help increase your lifespan, but not too much. You should be avoiding injury at all costs. But yeah, look, I'd probably rate it a 3.5, but that's only because I already know all of the information that was in here. Whereas if this is your first time, I probably wouldn't recommend this as a first time dip into the longevity sort of topic because, like I said, it is so sciencey and not written in an interesting way. But that was Why We Die. I'm currently reading Linghun. It's a horror about a place called home where people can move in if they want to be able to see the ghosts of their dead loved ones. And you have a family that's moved in who had a son die. They do have a daughter, but she may as well be a ghost because their dead son takes front and center of their attention and she's not happy about it. There's a bit of an unsettling vibe, but so far it's just very simple. The writing's very simple. Even though it is tackling grief, it hasn't hit the target for me, so I'm not really feeling the grief per se. I am halfway through. I will just read it all because it is such a short book, but so far it is feeling like 3 stars, so we'll see how that goes. I'm also heading to the library to pick up some books, and I know among them is Pomegranate, so I will also be reading that in this vlog, and then just whatever tickles my fancy. I had on my TBR for a while Open Throat, and I can see that everyone is currently reading it, so I might just put that in here as well. That one's about like a queer mountain lion in the LA Hollywood area, and it's also a short read, so probably get to that too. My biceps are so sore. Oh my god, they're so sore. I've never had bicep pain, post-exercise pain as bad as this. So yeah, that workout worked and activated my muscles in a way they haven't been activated before. Currently going out to see my cousin to give her birthday gift, going to a cafe. I'm going to some little stores. I think my mom's just arrived so she can take care of my kitties while I go out and about, but I'll see you guys when I get back. Okay, I'm back. Florian was nice. I probably wouldn't go back though. My beautiful cousin got me a goodie bag for going to her birthday. She is the sweetest human being. I love her to bits. So she's got me this English rose lollipop
that's in the shape of a flower. That is so adorable. Baby. Oh, there's some cards here. Oh, we've got some affirmations. So it says clearing. This one says trust. And this says assertion. What else have we got in here? Oh, we've got tea. So we've got some tea here, and it's restore, and it says citrusy sweet, designed to support and strengthen the immune system. So it has lemon, myrtle, hibiscus, echinacea, marshmallow leaves, and rose hip. I'm literally going to make myself a cup right now. Oh my God, this is so cute. Oh, look, it's a beeswax candle, and it's got pressed flowers. That is, I have to use that for like a love spell or something. That's adorable. Oh, what are these? Are these stickers or these tattoo transfers? These might be tattoo transfers. I have to ask her if it's tattoo transfers. I'm like actually excited. I haven't had a fake transfer tattoo in a long time. And then we've got some soap right here. I'm gonna go further back. I feel like I'm too close. I am feeling so pale. It's winter and I'm turning weight. And then we've got a rose quartz. So this is a rose quartz crystal. Perfect. Very excited. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Phoebe. I love all those. I had a wonderful day and I bought myself so many chocolates. So many. You got to buy yourself treats, ladies. So I treated myself and I will try all of them. And once I finish all of them, I will write up here what my favorite flavor was of the chocolates.
Okay, good morning, guys. I am so tired. I am tired. My chronic health conditions are kicking my ass today. And I have to rally because I'm going to go see Deadpool and Wolverine with my friend Kim. So I'm going to push through. Hopefully I don't fall asleep in the cinema. That would suck. And I am going to have to cancel all my plans tomorrow on my kid-free day. I have to have a day where I just rest and recuperate so I can go out on Monday with my best friend Kate to go back to that bookstore to get some weird books. But I have done some reading. So I did finish reading Linghun and I've given it a 2.75. For a book that's meant to be jam-packed with grief, it just felt very flat and empty. It was the one where there was a town called Home where people could buy to get into. It was very competitive because if you live in these houses, the ghosts of your deceased loved ones will come and visit you every day. And so there's bloody battles on auction day and people cannot move on. They are, I guess more in love with the memory of the person than the people who are still in their lives. And there was a kind of love story mixed in, but the writing, like I said, was very simple. I know it's translated, but the story just felt very single note. And like I said, for something that's meant to be about such a topic that normally really pulls my heartstrings, I wasn't actually feeling the grief. I just felt very removed from it, like some of the other characters in there who didn't really share in their parents' grief and were forgotten by their parents. So yeah, I did give it a 2.75. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't quite spooky either. It's meant to be horror, but it was a little bit creepy, but just a little bit. And then I read Open Throat by Henry Hoke, I don't know, but I am a throat goat for Open Throat. Oh my God, this is a 5-star read for me. This is about a mountain lion, a queer mountain lion living in LA. I believe this was sort of like based on a true story about a mountain lion that was in the Hollywood Hills. And it's a lot about social commentary because the lion overhears a lot of the conversations that are being had by the people hiking through. And then obviously the lion's own internal dialogue, which was it was so beautifully written. It was very simple in the way it was structured. So it's a very easy, fast read. But this mountain lion, oh my God, I would die for this lion. He has my sword, my bow, and my axe.
You have my sword. And you have my bow. And my axe.
I will throw hands for them. Okay, one of my new favorite fictional characters of this year, this lion, steals a different show, and I adored it. I adored it. So it was a beautiful read. Very, very touching. And yeah, it hit emotionally in such a short amount of time. So this book definitely spoke my language. And I'm glad I picked it up. Everyone's currently picking it up, and with reason. And that is my first 5-star of the month of August. So yay. I'm very excited to finally have a 5-star read this month. I did pick up Pomegranate by Helen Elaine Lee. So I did start reading it. I literally have only read 4 pages. I do like it so far. It just smells so good. I love new book smell. It makes me so happy. I love it when I'm like one of the first in the lineup to get my hands on the new books. Sometimes I manage to get in there before everyone else, and this was the case with this one. So it hasn't been touched by other hands besides mine. I'm not quite in the mood for this. So this is a bit more litfic-y and serious than I'm currently in the mood for, because like I said, brain cells are in the single digits at the moment. So I might pick up this one. Keanu Reeves and China Miéville, or is it Miéville? I don't know how to pronounce it. This is called The Book of Elsewhere. Like, it's a cool cover. It caught my eye. Black and pink. Love. And Keanu Reeves, like I've read China's other works and I did enjoy them. I will see what this is like. This has gotten not good ratings, guys. So I believe it's a sci-fi book, and it says it's inspired by the Berserker comic books, which I have not read, but I think I might pick this one up next. And I think the other book that I have decided to read for this vlog is Grasshands, which I'll show you another time. I've got a physical copy of that as well. So that's on the agenda. Seeing Deadpool, which I'm sure will be a good time. Even my mum said she laughed. She didn't like the gore and the violence, but she laughed. So hello, Blue, every time. Yeah, baby. I love my little visits. But yes, besides that, it's just going to be lying down and reading. That's all I can do. I'm so tired. My body feels like it's been hit by a truck from, that PT session. So I have a lot of muscle soreness. Like, if you see me walking, I'm hobbling. I ain't walking. I got a hobble happening today, but I'll see you guys later. Hey, Blue. Are you having fun in the playroom? Hey guys, so I read 35 pages of this and I will not be continuing. It's written in 2 very different styles, so even font-wise you can tell. So we've got one that looks like this, and is almost an observant writing style, and then the other one looks like this. So different font types, different styles. I'm assuming Keanu writes one, China writes the other. So one is set in the past, one is set in the present. It's about an immortal man. But in all honesty, I don't like either of the writing styles, and it is very military heavy, which is also just not my taste. So this book just isn't for me, and I will not be continuing it. So I'm gonna go back onto Pomegranate. I think, and this one is about a woman who is wrapping up a prison sentence for opioid possession, and it's supposed to look at the effects of addiction, racism, incarceration, misogyny, and a woman's fierce determination to choose life. So it's quite heavy. If I'm not feeling the vibe for this at the moment, I might switch to Grasshands. It's so cute, man. Okay, I just got back. So good, guys. So good. Okay, just even the opening scene alone, the dance fight scene, the fighting choreography was excellent. The way that they did the shots, the soundtrack, the dialogue, the humor is next level. Even the storyline was interesting. Fucking loved it. Had the best time. I haven't laughed that much at a movie in a while, and that's a Marvel movie, but it's hilarious. It's Deadpool. So they're breaking the fourth wall, which I found just so goddamn funny. Like, seriously. Fantastic movie. I just had such a blast. I had a good time, and I can't talk about it because I don't want to spoil anybody
for anything. I went in there without knowing anything at all, and it just made it so much more fun and exciting when something would happen because I had no clue. I had no clue about it. So there were so many fantastic elements and surprises and everything. Just loved it. And I wish I could talk about it. Like, this was my favorite scene, and then this happened, and then that happened. You know, oh my God, I was just dying. I was stamping, I was kicking my feet on the floor. Okay, that's how much of a fun time I had. So Deadpool Wolverine, highly recommend.
Blue. What are you doing? Hello guys, it has been a while. It turns out that I did have a flare up and I got shut the fuck down pretty much for an entire week. I could do absolutely nothing, and on one of those days my ex Leo dropped in to see me and let himself in because I was fast asleep on the pile of laundry I was meant to be folding. And so he snapped a photo before waking me up. It's a old hobby of his when we were together. He has a whole album full of pictures of me passed out in various locations during flare-ups. Yeah, I'm finally well enough to like shower and dress and sit here and chat. So I can finish off this vlog, which should have been finished days ago, but I was not even able just to tell you how the books were. No energy, couldn't keep my eyes open. So let's finish off this vlog. The cats are doing zoomies, I apologize. So I believe I had started reading Pomegranate by Helen Elaine Lee. I did read 50 pages of it, but I did choose to DNF because the book I felt was overly padded with superfluous information, and it made the book feel incredibly slow, and I just couldn't get into it. I was not enjoying it. I'm not saying anything about the book is bad. I just could tell it was just not for me at this point in time. So I did choose to DNF that one. Should I take my glasses off? I keep forgetting I can't see anything when I do that. I know some people have I don't have good vision. I can't even see to the book on the table. So you'd be seeing me doing this. And that's not attractive. So let's spare you that sight any more than I just already showed you. I did pick up Grasshands by Kyle Winkler. Whoo boy, what a book, hey. So yeah, a girl finds these spider grass monsters in the woods of her childhood home, and years later they have infiltrated the library she works at. This book was touted as like a biblio-horror. I think it's mostly plant and body. There is a biblio-horror element to it. I kept pushing myself to read it because it was set in a library with librarians. Okay, so that is something I find delicious and I want to read about. However, I really should have put it down. I wasn't enjoying it. This is more of a fever dream kind of book, and I'm not really one for fever dream stuff that is just too ambiguous and confusing and can just go in any which way direction. This book was wacky. It crosses with some other genres, which I don't want to give away because I guess it would be a spoiler. But my God, it was just not what I was expecting it to be. And look, the writing style wasn't for me. I didn't really like any of the characters. Yes, it was very weird. If you like very weird and unusual, not something you've probably read before, you might enjoy it. For me, it was a 2 stars. I just didn't really take away much from it personally. So that was Grasshands. And I think that brings us to the end of this reading vlog, which even though it did have some DNFs and some low rated books, I did find a 5 stars. So let's go through the books from like worst to best. So we've got The Book of Elsewhere by Keanu Reeves and China Maybe, I don't know how to say his name, Monsieur. I DNF'd that one, just wasn't my style. We then also had Pomegranate by Helen Elaine Lee, which was another DNF. We then had Grasshands by Henry Winkler, which I gave a 2 stars. Linghun by Ai Zhang, which I gave 2.75 stars. Why We Die, The New Science of Aging and the Quest for Immortality by Venki Ramakrishnan, which I gave 3.5.
And the absolute mother and star of the show, Open Throat by Henry Hoke, or Hokie, which I gave 5 stars. 5 stars for the big pussycat in the Hollywood Hills. Yeah, that was fantastic. That knocked my socks off. I love that cat and would adopt. Would 100% adopt another kitty for that cat. But that was everything for this reading vlog. Until next time, stay wild, star child.